In contrast, although her master was firm enough in his heart, his strength and personality were far worse than Charlie. Especially the rebellious and blind self-confidence of Master, thinking that he is already a top expert, and proactively provoking Charlie. From this point, it can be seen that his mind has lost by more than 100,000 miles compared to Charlie. Charlie's strength was incredible, but before he really took the shot, she couldn't see any arrogance or pride at all. From an objective point of view, the teacher who put the words of the sick man in East Asia on his lips at that time was like a clown. And Charlie's words were not wrong at all. The reason why Master would end up like this was to get a hammer. At this moment, her adoration and admiration for Charlie was like a nuclear bomb that broke out in an instant, and it had an extremely powerful influence deep in her heart. So that she was full of Charlie's figure, lingering in her mind. The ears were filled with Charlie's sonorous and powerful reprimands. To her, it was simply an initiation. Jiro waited for a long time outside the door of Thompson, only to see the desperate Nanako walking back slowly. He hurriedly got out of the car and asked, "Miss Nanako, have you seen Charlie?" Nanako nodded, and whispered absent-mindedly, "See, I saw him." Jiro was busy and asked again, "Then did he promise to help Mr. Yamamoto?" Nanako shook her head and muttered softly as if she was talking to herself, "This matter I think is wrong and I think too much. I shouldn't give up the soul of the warrior spirit and come to ask Mr. Charlie to save Master. My old master is a qualified warrior, who must have the courage to face his own destiny. And I, since I want to be a qualified warrior, I also must have the courage to face the fate of others." This night, Nanako stayed up all night. She kept thinking about what Charlie said to her. Somehow, after thinking more, she suddenly felt that she must not give up martial arts. I must redouble my efforts and work hard, and I must make Charlie admire me. Perhaps Charlie would never accept her as a disciple, but she must use practical actions to tell him that she would become a qualified warrior. Jiro, who has always wanted to pursue Nanako, has not been able to sleep for a long time. While he couldn't wait to take Nanako, he also looked forward to the next advertising campaign by Kobayashi Wizen in China. Because Kobayashi's Wizen is the title sponsor of the finals, now is a good opportunity for Kobayashi's Wizen to promote it. Moreover, what Jiro did not expect was that Chinese player Ao Shui turned out to be a dark horse in this game. For him, because he wants to open up the Chinese market, he very much hopes that Chinese players can achieve excellent results in this game. Because, the more so, the Chinese audience will pay more attention to this game. It is best if the Chinese players can win the championship, and the influence of this game will become very big in China. Then, Kobayashi Wizen can take this opportunity to carry forward in China. However, he did not dare to expect Chinese players to win the championship before, after all, among the top 5 seeded players in this game, there are no Chinese players. However, it now appears that Ao Shui has the posture of counterattack to win the championship, which is definitely an unexpectedly good result for him. As for Nanako, Jiro didn't want her to win. First, if the winner of this game is a Japanese player and sponsored by a Japanese company, it is likely to cause a certain degree of resistance from the Chinese audience. Secondly, Jiro wanted to wait for Nanako to marry him after graduating from university. If she wins this competition, she must prepare for the Olympics next. If she wins the next Olympics championship, it will definitely take advantage of the peak state to prepare for the next Olympics. In this way, the matter of marriage must become insignificant in the eyes of Nanako. Therefore, if Nanako loses this game, then abandons martial arts, abandons the Olympics, and marries him willingly, and then teaches her son, that is the best result for him. If Ao Shui can win this game and arouse the attention and pride of the whole of China, then Kobayashi Wizen will surely be able to use this game to successfully spread across the country. In that way, at least tens of billions of profits will be brought to Kobayashi Pharmaceutical every year, which will enable it to quickly restore its vitality and set foot on a new peak. This is the result that Jiro wants most. The next day, Sarah started filming an advertisement for JX Wizen in the studio of a film and television base in Orus Hill. When shooting the commercial, Charlie came to explore the crew. In fact, he didn't want to come at all. However, because his wife, Claire, really wanted to see the whole process of Sarah shooting the commercial with her own eyes, she pestered him to bring her over. Although Sarah was quite dissatisfied with Charlie's act of bringing his wife to visit the shooting, in general, Charlie's presence here still made her feel very happy. Advertising shooting is relatively simple. After shooting the material for a day, the shooting is basically done.